Hello, I'm Dabuz and welcome to the 4th episode of Fundamentals of Smash. Today I'll be talking about spacing. This episode is going to be shorter than the average episode. So let's go into spacing. Spacing is a term that's used very often, and it's used very vaguely. The general idea of spacing means is it's a combination of positioning, knowing the range of your moves, and knowing, based on those two, what options you have in each situation, and what is safe, what isn't, and thoughts you have based on those options, and knowing also your opponents. All the stuff about your opponent as well, so you can fight them properly. For this example, I'll be using Marth and Robin. First, I'm just going to show off the range of Marth's moves, kind of the main moves you see Marth using in most matches, the mix-ups, so I have an idea of what I'll be referring to, and I'll be utilizing when talking about this. And I'm going to show off Robin's moves. Just have an idea of like how far he goes with his stuff, his options, and yeah. And now doing that, one of the first things you should notice is that Marth has more range with his normals than Robin. Around here, Marth can pressure Robin with a lot of attacks. He has mix-ups with his side B, the grab, neutral B. And so Marth has a lot of attacks here that are going to hit his opponent for max damage as well because of speed, because of a tipper, max range. And now why it's important to have your max range like figured out and use that normally. There are exceptions, but generally the reason why I use max range for attacks is because when you whiff an attack, when an attack misses or whatever, gets blocked, the farther away you are from your opponent when that attack is blocked, normally the safer you are. So for an example, if Robin is shooting and I forward, wrong controller. So Robin is shooting, I forward smash him. He goes this distance. Around this distance, he can still forward smash me, so he can punish my forward smash with his own forward smash. Now let's say Robin is shooting and I am over here and I forward smash. Robin cannot forward smash me from this distance. He has to run and do a jab or something, or run and do a dash attack, run and do a grab. Has to do something that isn't as quick, won't be as nearly as powerful of a punish, and overall just is not as it's not as easy to punish, it's not as good. Marth is much safer. And now Robin was shooting from this distance and I did a forward smash, the max distance of my forward smash bout. Robin can't get a punish here. Oops. Robin can't get a punish from here really. He can go for a dash attack maybe, but that's it. And if I space it absolutely perfectly, probably if I can get the perfect spacing forward smash. And that's the tipper spacing. If this was whiffed, if Robin spot dodged, he'd be able to punish me with dash attack or something, but because he shielded that, he has absolutely no punish. He can't even do side B from this distance. Maybe go short up side B, but that's probably too laggy. And that's how it works with most moves in this game. While Marth's not a character with a tipper, which means his moves even have more shield knockback and damage at the edge of the move. Generally speaking, just because you get more distance from your opponent yourself when you whiff these moves, having them whiffed at the max distance is going to leave you less punishable. Almost always. And so now knowing that, next thing to keep in mind what we talk about is Robin. So in this match, for example, Robin has less range than Marth. Around here, Robin doesn't have any pressure tools, he doesn't have any mix-ups really. He still has buttons he can press, but they're not nearly as good as Marth's. So he has two options. Either he can get close or Marth's buttons are much more unsafe and Robin can hit buttons and hit Marth and have mix-ups. And for most situations where you have a character with longer range, you're going to see the character with shorter range generally being faster or more dangerous or something up close. And attempting to get into that situation where they are up close, which requires dancing around the moves, rolling in a lot, spot dodging, and just playing defensively until they get up close. Now Robin's a bit of a special case though because he has this move here. Now this talks more about projectiles, but with a move like this, which is pressure and stuff, just a move that provides long range pressure, you can use this not as a mix-up, but as a way to control your space. So Marth here can't hit Robin at all unless he has to commit to a dash attack, he has to commit to a forward air, he has to commit to some sort of option that is very reactable and pretty punishable. Where Robin can use his spacing to like throw his arc fire out, then start charging his book. He can use it to actually lock someone in place, and Marth shields it a little bit up close. It hits the shield twice, so Robin has a little bit of time to roll in, to run in, to just do something, and put Marth on defensive. And the end result is Marth is not going to be at the spacing he wants, which is here. Instead, Marth's going to be forced to be up close to Robin, or Robin's going to have enough time to charge a book and have something like this ready, which gives him even more time to pressure Marth. And so in spacing, what keep in mind is Marth, in this match, for example, you don't want to let Robin get so far away that he can space you with that side B. And if he does, you might just want to back off, let him just use side B, and just give him that space, sabotage the stage, whatever you want to do. And that's basically the idea of spacing. It's a very character-specific concept because it relies on knowing your character's moves and your opponent's moves, and every character has different moves, different things that are safe, different ranges, different follow-ups at different ranges. So for example, Marth forward at this range follows up with a down tilt pretty easily, but if you space Marth's forward air a little bit farther, like here, can't follow up at all, or can't follow up nearly as well, because whenever you hit someone far with a space move, chances are, because they're knocked farther away and they have the same hit stun normally as an unspaced move, you have less time to follow up, so there's also risk reward in that. More often than not, the risk reward is favored towards just spacing moves properly. What else is there? And then this also applies to aerials, so you go, it's like a Marth's aerials, for example, they're fast, they have long range. Chances are you're not going to punish them. If you like air dodge from max range, you're most likely going to want to like get really close to him and hit him before he can hit a button, or just be close to him so when he hits a button you can avoid it. Or if, for example, Marth is this range but you're Robin, you can just short hop and throw a projectile out. And as long as you stay out of that range, even if your projectile is slower than Marth's forward air, your projectile will hit him because he's throwing an attack out, he has cooldown, and then you just hit him with something that has more range. And that's it. Pretty simple. What else is there? But now, for example, someone like Robin, whose aerial's on best, he has forward air, which covers in front of him and below him a little bit. His up air covers a lot of space above him. His back air, though, doesn't really cover much below him. Look at that. He has like a nice diagonal area behind him and below him where you can just hit him, pressure him, and he can't really stop you. Just look at his down air. Down air goes in front and below him, but not behind him either. And his side doesn't cover that. Nothing he has covers behind him. So for example, the spacing for Robin, if he's doing aerials, is going to be pretty close to you, below you, in front of you. But he's going to try to always space himself so that he's facing towards you or you're just in a bad spot. And he's going to try to avoid being, well, he's going to try avoid having his back facing towards someone else. Because if he's here, the spacing is Marth can just run up and up smash him because his back's towards Marth. He can't do side B, his up B is going to be more punishable. His aerial is going to have to be like, very precise to even stop this. And most likely he's going to be forced in a defensive position, which Marth can abuse. Now similarly though, I didn't talk about this before, but Marth, for example, may have these crazy aerials, but nothing keep on his speed. So even though he can cover all these different ranges, look at his down air. The only way to cover directly below him is down air. So if someone gets in this spot, if he does a down air and he misses, look at that. Look how long this leg. Unless someone does like a down air immediately as a jump, they're just going to be punished really hard if they get that block, if that's air dodged, anything. You can even roll away and then punish him by running a dash attack. And that's another aspect of spacing you on the ground. Certain moves like this, which are slow, you can't use the space, but then a move like jab, side B, which is fast, like that slow cooldown, are significantly better for spacing because they're fast, non-start but on cooldown, and they cover that same range. Generally they do less damage though, so you see like this is 17 damage though, that's 4 hits, so it's not exactly best because if you miss that, it's super punishable, it would be multi-hit, but then something like this not much time to punish this. If someone's up close, they get punished. If someone's far away though, or like at that distance, they're not gonna get much punish at all. Maybe they can roll in and punish you. Maybe they can dash attack you after whiffing, but if you hit their shield, due to that speed, they won't be able to get anything on you. If they have like this distance away and you think they can run in. At worst, you miss, they just like do a side B or something, charge the book. You don't get punished much either. As opposed to this, which gives them enough time to run and do an aerial or something. And yeah, so character specific. Generally, the rule is max range. The faster an attack is, the better it is for spacing. Smashes, oftentimes in that regard, are better for punishing or reads, as opposed to spacing, which is often dictated by aerials, tilts, or jabs. So it all depends on the character. You want to look for just speed and range for spacing, and look for these angles characters can cover. So Robin, for example, has trouble covering on the ground. He has trouble covering like an angle diagonal towards him, where Marth, for example, covers that really well. And yeah, not all characters have equal spacing. Understanding that just because a move has long range doesn't mean it always is good as this concept as well. So for example, even if Robin's forward smash was fast and had low cooldown, which actually it has decently low cooldown, because at this range all he has is forward smash and I guess forward air. It's not a good spacing tool because, you know, just shield at that range, you'll be fine. He can't grab you at that range. If he starts grabbing you or starts running to grab you at the forward smash range, you have more than enough time to just jab him or roll or anything. And so that's the trick, finding these fast moves that have good range, but have range that coincides with other moves, so the opponent can't guess what you can do with these certain ranges. Unless you have a move like Robin's side B, which, despite not having mix-ups at all, gives you immense pressure, and your opponent has to always respect that. Mega Man is another example of this, where Mega Man's neutral A, the pellets, or lemons as some people call them, despite not being much of a mix-up, if a mix-up at all, are just so safe and provide so much pressure that the opponent has to respect that, which lets Mega Man get into the position he wants, where he can go for these grab mix-ups and whatnot. And that's all I have to talk about with spacing. I hope you learned something. I hope you can apply this to your character. Maybe if you're having trouble with spacing or fighting certain people, you can kind of take these concepts of knowing moves that give you range, knowing moves that can be punished on whiff but not on block, and just utilizing the idea of range mix-ups with the range to your advantage. I'll see you next time. Episode 5.